Hello, leader. Today's episode is complementary to last week's, where we walk through the competencies you want to gauge as you're looking to confirm who on your team is ready to uplevel their contribution by taking on a leadership role. That episode was called Spot Your Leaders, and it came with a download of the assessment that we walked through. So what about if you have people in leadership roles now? What about them? How do you ensure that you're providing them with solid feedback about their performance? And how do you encourage them to take on the ownership of growing their own effectiveness to lead? Well, you're in luck because we're going to walk through a separate assessment today designed for advanced leaders. You can get this assessment with the link in the show notes. We use both of these assessments extensively in the Leadership Lab, and people who are enrolled in our Team Leader program use them to gauge their effectiveness as they grow their leadership skills. And you can too. Welcome to the Stacking Your Team podcast. There's no doubt about it. You are in the right place because this show is all about expanding your leadership and team impact through proven tools and strategies that work well for you, that service-based small business owner. You don't have an in-house training and development department, venture capital, or a pool table in the cafeteria, and many of you likely have a remote team. But one thing is clear, you're wanting to improve how you lead your team. So welcome. I'm your host, Shelli Warren, coming to you from behind the mic in Canada, where I share proven practical tools and coaching designed to save you time, boost your confidence, and improve your effectiveness to lead. Let's get into it. You may be wondering why I'm committing 2 podcast episodes to talk about assessments. I mean, come on. Receiving formal feedback can feel scary, and there seems to be a bajillion assessments out there designed to help you work within your personality to excel in life and work. So why am I introducing these 2 assessments to you? Well, it's because I only want the best for you, and that includes having people who are fit for purpose to be in leadership roles. These roles offer a chance to be a decision maker, nurture other people towards success, and help to form the basis of your workplace culture. And on the flip side, assessments force you to slow down and consider each person separately and make decisions based on data, not emotions. And let's not forget that your business is growing and you can't lead every aspect of it yourself. You've tried that already, and it worked okay for a bit, but it's at a critical point right now. You need to have a few key people in a few key roles and ease up the level of stress that you've been carrying around with you. The good thing about assessments is that they can help identify gains and gaps for each individual so that together you can create an action plan to accelerate their effectiveness. And yes, in some cases, it may be decided that the person is not a fit for a leadership role at all. And that's very okay. Okay, let's quickly walk through these areas of competencies on the Advanced Leader Assessment. First up, do they lead team meetings? If not, why not? You're already attending too many meetings. Your leaders can run these without you. They can. Set an agenda, set the drumbeat, and set the attention, and then let go. The second one is, do they lead group problem solving? Now, this is just as significant as having them lead team meetings. When problems arise, we want to empower the team to collaborate and work together to solve the problem, not come running to you, or worse yet, wait for you to be available to lead them through the fix. Your leaders who are closest to the work know the most about the work, so they can lead problem solving in real time and ensure the problem doesn't spiral into something even worse. Next up, do they intervene by hosting coaching conversations? Now, this is a true leadership skill to practice and then master. Building working relationships through adult conversations, and the best conversations are those that look and feel like coaching because they're 100% focused on helping the person reach their goals to excel at work. If you have people in a leadership role, count on them to see a behavior that doesn't fit your culture or follow your standards, and then expect them to step in to ask questions to understand why it happened. When they can openly talk with team members about the why behind their actions, they can then coach the person to consider doing it differently. Okay, next up is this one. Do they teach a skill, a process, a system, or a tool to others? This is a favorite attribute that I look for in leaders. It demonstrates that they have left their stamp on an aspect of the business and that they've mastered a core skill that's necessary to run your operations. It proves that they know the ins and the outs of it all, and they can troubleshoot and improve it too, based on feedback from their peers. Owning something at work and being known as the go-to person is proven to help people feel connected to the role and the company. And how about this one? Because it's directly related to the previous one. Are they creating documentation and correspondence? You see, just because someone knows the most about a process, a system, or a tool, or they have a particular skill area that's highly valuable, doesn't mean that they can teach others well. Being a teacher or coach requires a different set of skills. Namely, they need to genuinely want others to achieve. Too many businesses are people-driven, not process-driven. And this is risky, especially right now as so many people are opting out of their careers and taking all their knowledge and experience with them out the door. So if you're relying on someone specific to be the knowledge base of key aspects of your business, now is the time to shift your focus into having them document your processes and systems and test them out regularly. Let's keep going. We're going to have a look at whether they use team schedules and calendars. Drum beats are often the first thing we do when a new member joins the Leadership Lab because it creates more predictability and it stabilizes your daily operations. It also demonstrates to your entire team that there are expectations that everyone will meet in order to organize everyone's time. It also ensures that your leaders are thinking ahead and forecasting what's coming up so they can be better prepared. Alrighty, how about this next one? Do they act as an extension of your brand with clients and vendors? This is not simply a nice to have attribute. No, it's absolutely necessary if you're going to be able to step back from owning and executing every function in your business. The goal here is to have leadership team members who represent you, the team, your mission, and can amplify your reputation, not having it teeter back and forth. All right, let's keep moving. Do they organize and plan daily work and monthly goals? You know, part of their leadership role is to do just that. Organize, plan, work towards goals, and rally the team around these goals. So whether they're leading people, processes, or a profit center, you're looking for evidence that they have thoughtfully strategized out their key deliverables. It helps to hold others accountable when they can role model this structure and follow through on their own practices to stay on track, as they're coaching others to do so as well. Okay, now we're getting to the end of the assessment. Here's one more. Do they own their results, mistakes, and gaps? Meaning, do they take ownership instead of making excuses or deflecting and blaming others or even blaming a broken process or a system? It's proof of their humility and maturity when they can stand tall, raise their hand, and admit it's their result, especially when the results come up short. And finally, do they eliminate drama and create calm during a crisis? Wouldn't it be great to not have any troubles amongst your team members? Sure, but not very realistic. We want some conflict on the team because that's proof that people are invested and they care and they want an outcome. It's when people don't care and are only halfway committed to being part of the team that they can't be bothered to push back, ask questions, or cause a bit of discussion amongst their peers. You'll want to look for signs that when a conflict arises, your leaders can calmly interject, keep the conversations professional, and help the team come to a mutual conclusion with a plan for the next steps. All right, bravo! You made it to the end of the assessment. Now, in all truth, this assessment should only take 15 minutes or less to complete. It's the comparison of their assessment with yours that's going to spark a greater, more in-depth conversation. Now, I recommend you share this assessment with your advanced leaders and then come together to share your findings with each other. You'll be able to agree on how to maintain the impact they've already have and improve any of the opportunity areas that you've both identified. These deeper coaching conversations can accelerate their confidence because they feel seen, heard, and appreciated. This all goes a long way in ensuring their career commitment with you. So be sure to download your copy of the assessment with the link in the show notes. And by the way, we put the link from the assessment from last week's episode too. So you'll be able to get the Spot Your Leaders assessment and the Advanced Leaders assessment today here in the show notes. You know, leadership can be exciting, challenging, and lonely at times. So don't go it alone. Let me help you create the team and the leadership structure that you've been craving. So until next time, remember, if you have a dream, you need a team. So let's get stacking yours today.